The Ron Paul Institute for Peace and Prosperity welcomes you to 5 Minutes, 5 Issues.
Starting in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Adam Dick, a Ron Paul Institute Senior Fellow. Let's start.
Issue 1.
On February 29th, a New York federal magistrate judge rejected the United States government's request for a court order to force Apple to help defeat security on an iPhone. You might think this is a big win for individual rights, but the decision's reasoning is centered on interpreting the All Writs Act and weighing factors considered in cases under that statute. The decision does not consider constitutional issues such as privacy, free speech, search and seizure, or whether requiring a company to create a means to bypass an electronic device's security violates the 13th Amendment prohibition on slavery. In the decision's concluding paragraphs, Magistrate Judge James Orenstein even appeals to legislators to decide how best to balance societal interests, including reasonable expectations of privacy, against what he calls the government's legitimate interest in ensuring that no door is too strong to resist lawful entry. In other words, Congress, please sort this out as you wish.
Issue 2.
In April of 2014, I wrote about then Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid's ominous comments about protesters who had seemingly won a victory against the U.S. Bureau of Land Management at the Bundy Ranch in Reid's state of Nevada. Reid said in an interview that the confrontation was not over. A few days later, he declared the protesters were domestic terrorists. The government is now responding to being defeated on the range. The Associated Press on Friday reported 19 people, including rancher Cliven Bundy, have been indicted so far for alleged actions related to the 2014 confrontation.
Issue 3.
What's with so much information about Saudi Arabia being hidden from view? In the U.S. House of Representatives, Representative Walter Jones, who is on the Ron Paul Institute Advisory Board, Representative Stephen Lynch, and others have been working to make public 28 pages of a joint House and Senate report on the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks in America. The report was completed in 2002. Today, 28 pages remain redacted, apparently because of content regarding Saudi Arabia. Saudi redactions, though, go back further. They even reach former President Ronald Reagan's diaries. On Monday, National Public Radio aired Stephen Inskeep's interview with Douglas Brinkley, who edited a book of Reagan's diaries. Brinkley said that Reagan's wife Nancy gave Brinkley the former president's entire diaries and wanted them all available to the public. But Brinkley discloses a few passages got classified due to information about Saudi Arabia and the Middle East.
Issue 4.
Last week, Donald Trump said in the Republican presidential debate, "We should go for waterboarding and we should go tougher than waterboarding." The next day, Trump implied he had changed his mind when he stated he would not order the military to break laws and treaties. Then on Saturday, Trump said at a campaign rally that he wants to broaden the existing laws. What will Trump say should he become president? Here's a possibility. Trump will say he found some old memos from former President George W. Bush's Office of Legal Counsel. Those memos say waterboarding, etc., is not torture. It is just enhanced interrogation and totally legal.
Issue 5.
Paul Armentano at the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws shared some good news on Friday. New U.S. Border Patrol data shows marijuana seizures in 2015 on the U.S.-Mexico border are the lowest amount reported in a decade. Armentano suggests the seizures decline is due to an increase in American-grown marijuana, particularly in states where anti-marijuana laws have been repealed. Unfortunately, Armentano notes, the Border Patrol estimates it still seized 1.5 million pounds of marijuana on the border. May the day soon come when the Border Patrol stops depriving people of their marijuana and stops arresting people for meeting demand for the plant. That's a wrap. A transcript of this episode, including links to related information, is at the Ron Paul Institute blog.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.